You just sneezed and flew.
Thanks,
Hey,
Craig.
Amber, I got a question.
Really? It felt higher than that.
Amber, I got
Go
a question.
ahead.
Why the fuck can't you read my instructions that I made? Where it says in
First
step
of all,
6.
I'm
It's
sorry.
step
I didn't know I
6.
was putting together a table. All you had to say was sending in a Snapchat. You could have sent easy instructions in a Snapchat. No, you want to send IKEA instructions.
Yeah.
That were pretty simple to follow. They're
They
Okay,
are.
but they
They're
were still
pictures
IKEA
too.
instructions.
There are pictures,
I
right?
looked
I
at
have
this and I'm like,
numbers.
wow, Steven went really in depth with this. He didn't have to go out of his way to
Unnecessarily.
do this for you plebs.
Yep. All right, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Fuck you, Amber. The back of your knees still stink, though.
Anyways,
Yawn.
let's do this intro real quick. Welcome to the Outside the Box podcast. I'm your host, Meals, and today I'm joined by Steven, Cameron, and two plebs that don't know how to read instructions.
But why would you send IKEA instructions when all you had to give was 2 instructions? That's
Bro.
all you had to give.
I put the
I
instructions in
digress.
before
Let's
this.
start, Miles.
Nah, nigga, we ain't talking
No,
about
this is it. This is just a roast. That's all it is. No, I do
Man.
have a topic for this stuff. But no, we need to address the lack of read nigga in the room.
But did I figure it out or did I figure it out?
Anna just left the freaking thing. So
Oh my god.
It's not gonna fuck up the recording.
it's not. I know it's not. I'm just saying she left. But no, you figured it out, okay? But that doesn't mean that doesn't change the fact it took you so long.
No, it took me long because I wasn't actually on it.
I could probably figure out how to build a whole car from scratch, but without instructions, it'll take me years.
He said, I can't hear nobody.
Always thinking you need to do things on your own.
Hold
Fuck
on.
it. Just go to the same room.
Yeah, no.
Letting people who love
Here's all she has to do.
not that I love you.
If she can't hear anybody, go back to those. Tell her to go back to the settings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then voice and video, and then output device, whatever her TV speaker or whatever she's using, and make sure it's on that. So anyway, Cameron, Steven, how y'all been?
Live.
That's good to hear.
I've been working a lot.
Same.
So, bro, my boss made me cut back my hours. That was the funniest phone call I ever got. Because I got the phone call. I was driving home after work, and he was like, "Hey, Steven, I didn't want to send this over text because it was gonna come out wrong. So I need you to like cut your hours. We can't be paying you all this overtime." I'm like, "Okay. So you want you less work? Great."
See,
What's the
here's the
problem
thing.
here?
This sounds exactly like the situation Tracy was in because we both work at Kroger. But instead of you being excited to cut hours, Tracy gets mad because he likes to work like a slave. He'll see, 40 hours? I'm going to stretch that to 45. Even then, he's not satisfied.
Can y'all even go over your hours like that?
No.
Yes, I can.
Well,
I
not
was
that
working.
often.
Wasn't
He does
talking
it
to you,
like
Steven.
every week. That's the thing. He does it every week, and our bosses, our supervisors at the store, literally hunt this man down when it's time for him to leave. It's like, Tracy, you gotta go now.
But you see, here's the thing. They give me so much to do that was the only way I could get it done. So, like, unless they were going to start paying me, not paying me for my work, that's what I had to do.
Slavery.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
I mean,
no, thank you.
It is.
Wait, Miles, do y'all time and a half for any overtime?
Yes, of course.
Better. That's like you have to.
That's the whole point.
It's the law.
That's why they don't want you to spend so much
Park, I
overtime.
was never getting overtime.
I
What
wonder
now?
why.
When I was working at Get Air, I was never getting overtime.
They're breaking the law.
Wait, so you worked extra hours but didn't get paid for
Bro,
it?
I used to be working at like 2 in the morning.
Wait, did you work more than 40 hours a
Oh,
week?
1 o'clock in the morning.
Did you work
That
more than
makes
40
more
hours?
sense.
That,
did I? Sometimes I did, but still, I don't think I ever did because they didn't want to pay like if you were considered part time or whatever. If you worked a certain amount of hours, they didn't want to pay you overtime. Same thing at the Y.
Yeah, that's against the law.
I was about to say that's actual slavery.
Cut that out to your podcast, Miles, before I start snitching on people.
No.
What do you mean snitching on people? My job already knows Tracy's a swindler. Like I said, they kick him out every time he goes overtime.
Yeah, my boss specifically said, "We'll pay you if you go over. Just try not to."
I just don't think they don't want it. Yeah, no.
They don't want to. Doesn't matter. The law don't
I was
care.
about to say,
I don't
that's
want
why they're
to go
trying to
45
make you
45.
leave. That's their whole point.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Okay, are we supposed to be talking about Avatar? Or are we still
Yeah,
waiting on
I was honestly trying to stretch this intro so we can get Anna back in here. Has she figured it out yet?
No, she said it just keeps loading. Oh, her Wi-Fi. She might just have to come in here then, but then you're gonna hear everything in the background, so I don't know.
She could get it on her phone if she wants to, but I don't know how good that quality would be compared to her. Well,
And I've done it for Jada's episode. It's mostly on the phone.
I mean, hey, and that sounded not too bad. So yeah, tell her to get on the phone, and we'll bring her in at some point. Well, part of this podcast, what I like to do for intros to my guests, I like to ask them what type of stuff they're watching right now. It could be anime, TV shows, Netflix, cartoons, whatever. Steven, you have anything you're currently watching?
I'm reading a lot of stuff. I'm not really watching anything because I haven't had time, but I have time to read at work.
Fiction,
so, like,
non-fiction?
I started reading God of High School, right? And I
Uh-huh.
was 50 chapters in, and I was like, this is not for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause
It seems like
I
it
never
would
read a
be.
chapter.
Seems like it would be, but it's really not. Like, starts out as a martial arts tournament, ends up with like some other shit, and I'm like, why are there stands in here? I'm so confused. I don't like this. So
Spoiler
I stopped
alert.
reading that. Yeah, spoiler alert. I mean,
No, I'm kidding. You honestly didn't even spoil much.
I
Go
did.
ahead.
And then I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna read another manhwa. Right? I started reading Solo Leveling. I was like, okay, this is
A
Not-
goated manga, by the way. I
It's
haven't
alright.
caught up
I'm like
But
not
it's-
into it that much.
for that kind of storytelling with the whole reverse Sword Art Online shtick. It is
Mhm.
probably one of the better ones told. I'll put it that way.
I think for me, it's just like manhwa, like the like webtoon style of like the format, like the scrolling down instead of having pages. It like lacks impact, you know.
No, I
So,
understand. Yeah, I
I'll read
understand
something and I don't feel like that punch when I turn a page and see that double page spread of that badass looking drawing, right? That
Oh,
just
yeah.
doesn't happen. But then I started reading The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi because I'm a fucking dweeb. And for those of you who don't know, the Book of Five Rings is Miyamoto Musashi was a Japanese philosopher and swordsman in the the mid 17th century, right? And the Book of Five Rings was written later in his life. Imagine like this is a gross oversimplification. It's kind of like the Art of War, but Japanese. That's like the best way I can put it. Like it's kind of seen in that same vein,
That
especially for
probably
martial
sounds,
artists.
it sounds like it's a better. If it's Japanese, it's probably going to end up being written better. But
Well, it also tells stories of his battles too, right? So if you ever read the manga Vagabond, like a lot of that stuff is in there. That's what it's based off of. It's based off of the Book of Five Rings. Anyway, I've talked enough.
all right. So Cameron, what are you watching right now or reading?
I started getting into anime.
Huh?
Oh my God!
What?
And you didn't talk to any of us about this. What are you watching?
I was gonna wait till I finished at least one show.
What are you watching?
Okay, I'm on like the 3rd season of Hunter x Hunter now, finally.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Dawn's still a piece of shit.
Yes. he
Whoa.
is.
Well. Anyway.
What?
Go ahead, Cameron, what were you saying?
Nothing. just disregard them.
And then I'm watching this. It's like Haikyuu.
Haikyuu.
Some
Right?
anime-
Haikyuu? You're starting out with some
It's an
heat.
anime where they play volleyball. It's weirdly homoerotic.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
amazing.
Very homoerotic. I'm
That's all
glad that I'm not
sports
imagining
anime.
because
I'm just
sometimes
letting
I
you
make
know that
things
right now.
gay.
Not Ace.
Yes.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Yes. Amber, come on. You don't mean to tell me when them boys be working out. Anyway, continue,
It's
Cameron.
very homoerotic.
It is.
So you're
Come on,
watching
kid.
some two bangers off rip. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I
Actually was
somehow
good
ended
up
up
to
on
the
the anime
second
side of
season.
TikTok.
What are you saying, Cameron?
Somehow ended up on like the black girl anime side of TikTok, so I've been seeing a lot of their stuff.
Exactly.
Gave some
Hey,
interesting recommendations.
the anime side of TikTok is honestly goated. Those people, almost any of them, they.
Man.
What the heck? I just got a random text. Sorry, but yeah, no. The anime side of TikTok is goated. They give great recommendations, and they understand. They're not those people who just watch the Netflix ones and then they say they're an anime fanatic. They know what they're talking about. But
I've just been taking their recommendations and adding things to the list to watch.
But we've been telling you for years. You're like, I don't know about that.
I don't have the attention span for that, and on top of that, a lot of them are really uncomfortably sexist. So, working on building.
But I told you about Hunter x Hunter. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
the next
Hunter
anime you should watch.
No
This is
women
my
in the
recommendation for
show.
everybody. The next one you should watch is Death Note. Honestly, it's probably one of the easier ones to get into.
Anna's watching it now.
Wait.
She is.
I mean, Death Note, if I were to put it up there, it's probably, from the ones that come to my mind, it's probably the easiest one for newer people to get into anime. That would probably be the easiest. Hunter x Hunter, probably third. I was gonna say Soul Eater, but that's going into that territory of up there. But you know,
They got kicked out the anime house for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
hey, it's still a good show.
They got kicked out the anime house for a reason.
Whatever, Amber. What are you watching, you loser?
We actually have HBO Max. Which
My
I
Hero
didn't know.
Academia for the 15th time.
Oh, I actually haven't been watching anime for a minute. I watched Lock and Key on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, that's my Netflix recommendation.
I've seen like 3 episodes of that show and I cut it off. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
We also watch Outer Banks if you haven't watched it yet.
I keep forgetting you told me to watch
I
that
do
show.
too.
I always see it in my
It's not
list. I'm like, why do I have
anything.
this in my list? I'm like, oh yeah, Cameron told me to watch this.
But you guys need to check out. I rewatched the Boondocks, and then I'm watching Close Enough. And if you see, we all seen Regular Show. It's made by the same person. It's just an adult show. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I did. I wanted to see that mainly because the guy who created it is another voice in it again, which is gonna be fucking amazing.
It's really good.
Oh my god, is she here?
I think so.
There you are, Anna Rayford, the other person who didn't learn how to read. How are you?
Well, my laptop is acting really crappy right now, so annoyed.
You don't be like that.
Let's say honestly, it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to add Craig into this thing, and
Just Google it.
I did. And then
the hell
once I
is
googled it,
Craig?
I had to Google it again because the first solution didn't work. So yeah,
Sounds like you didn't actually read the instructions that it came with.
the instructions weren't on how to start a podcast, ma'am. It was how to join the server. So if you want to come at me, anyway, Anna, what are you currently watching right now in terms of like TV shows, Netflix, or anything like that? Or you might be even reading something.
Well, I just finished rewatching Full Metal Alchemist. I'm rewatching Full Metal
Brotherhood?
Alchemist Brotherhood. No, I rewatched the first one, and now
Disgusting.
I'm about to start
Anyway.
Death Note. What's disgusting? Which one?
The Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay,
Alchemist
okay.
is not
Ooh.
bad. It's just different.
It's not
Yeah,
bad, but it's not as good as Brotherhood.
Definitely not.
It's not
Definitely
consistently good, but I do think that Fullmetal Alchemist has higher highs than Brotherhood does.
Which, by
What?
the way, Cameron, put that on your list.
Full
Brotherhood.
Metal Alchemist.
Fullmetal
Yes,
Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Do not
They're
watch
two
Full Metal
different
Alchemist. Yes.
Yes, make sure you watch the one that has Brotherhood at the end of it. They're the
Yes.
same thing, but
Well,
slightly different.
They
Brotherhood's
tell the
more
same-
manga aligned.
Always thinking you
Right.
need to do
Yeah,
something
yes.
No, okay, no, that's not true. So not entirely. So Fullmetal Alchemist, the original, like was more manga aligned in the beginning, but at the time it was made, the manga hadn't finished, so they had to like make up an ending for it, right? But Brotherhood, it kind of changes a few things here and there. right? But the ending is more aligned with the manga itself because it like came out after the manga ended.
What Brother Steven
beautiful.
said.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. Oh, but I just started Death Note too, by the way.
See, I'm telling you, Death Note is goated. Death
If
Note is
it's
goated.
not, I'm gonna fight. I have to fight you. I was about to say fight everybody that said Death Note was good, but I don't think. I can take
How
on that
far are
many
you
people.
into it?
I'm on episode 2. I just started it today.
Okay. Well, never mind. I can't even talk to you about it because there's so many things that go on as you progress in that show. It's just oof. If
But
you want
it's
to
only like
show,
30 episodes, right?
isn't it like 40?
That was 50.
Oh, ooh.
Yikes! That shows how long. Honestly, I think I've watched that show 3 times, and it's
Dang.
just as good every time. The writing in that show is amazing. But I'm currently watching Psycho-Pass, which is
Pretty
similar to Death Note in that it's a psychological kind of anime where it makes you question certain moral values and institutional. It makes you question the man.
Kind of sounds like the Black Mirror of anime.
It honestly is. Psycho-Pass is literally just one giant Black Mirror episode put into 3 seasons.
Is it 3 now?
It's 3 now.
When did the third one get here?
I don't know. When I looked it up and started watching it, I was like, I knew there was a season 2. What the hell is this season 3 doing here? But yeah.
What are you guys watching it on?
It's on Hulu.
Legally, I can say Hulu. Non-legally, Anyway,
The high seas, if you will.
yeah.
That's on my list.
But anyway, the main point of this podcast I wanted to do was talk to you guys about one of the greatest shows of all time, The Last Airbender, i.e. why I listed this podcast or this server name as the 4 Nation Summit. Because we got wait, what was you guys? Steven, what was yours again? You were Earth. Okay, Cameron, you were Water Tribe, loser. Amber, you were Air Nation, losers. And me and Anna were the Fire Nation, the best nation in the entire show.
Ever. Best nation, period.
Our nation is basically America, so I don't think you should root for them that hard.
See, here's the thing. When you start throwing basically out there, that doesn't mean entirely. So, you know
I
what?
feel like if you say
Not
America,
to
that's not
mention-
I
true.
said
Try
basically, you can
China.
admit to basically though, it's still alarming.
Okay, but let's
Okay,
we changed. We evolved. Okay.
Exactly.
We evolved.
We
And we
overcome,
have
we
the best
adapt.
looking avatar character as our leader. So I think we win by default.
But like, we have Toph. Like, we got metal bending.
Kate's good. Toph is pretty good. I just have to
get it.
say, if the air nomads weren't as peaceful as they were,
You're
Oh,
literally
y'all-
the Uchiha
That's
clan
not
of the
even
show.
true. That's not even true. You know why they,
Bro.
I want to explain why
Wait,
they lost.
what did
She
you
said it
say-
in
what
the
did-
episode?
Wait, what did Amber say?
She said if the air nomads weren't as peaceful as they were, they wouldn't have lost. No, that's not true because they didn't have a formal army. They weren't prepared for the Fire Nation. They
exactly.
couldn't
Why do you think they didn't
fight back.
join? They didn't have an army
Well,
Because
they're
the world was
fucking
at
nomads.
because exactly they're peaceful.
Nomads.
Exactly. You just proved my point. They're peaceful.
All I'm saying is they would just throw a little gust of wind at us and we would just burn them down like we did already.
I'm sorry. The gust of wind didn't Aang save a whole town from burning with mostly airbending?
Wasn't Aang by himself because his whole nation got wiped out in a matter of
No,
10 minutes?
don't deflect. Answer my question. if any Fire Nation, oh my god.
Tell me.
Listen, Fire Nation, water can just douse them out. Earth.
We're not
can
talking
just
about
kinda,
water
like,
here.
stomp
We're talking about you. Don't try to deflect because you know y'all weak.
Yeah, Amber.
We're
I mean,
not the
come
weakest
on.
nation, though.
Okay,
Yes, y'all are.
Amber,
By hand.
I guarantee you, here's the thing. Think about it. When we pulled up, y'all probably fought back and it didn't work out. Obviously.
Yeah, fought back to protect
Yeah.
our land, but like still, if they had an army, this wouldn't have even been a conversation.
Wait, not to mention y'all
Hindsight is
had
always
Bison
20/20.
too. Oh right. Not to mention y'all had Bison too. Like they didn't do nothing to help y'all.
The fuck you want to do against an airship?
I was gonna say. I mean, those bison are cool and all. They're just gonna get run over and wiped off the windshield of the giant air test.
I was like, I don't know if they can do anything.
Water Tribe, don't think you're safe over there. Y'all are basically our slaves.
Quiz.
The Water Tribe.
Oh Lord.
It's a huge yikes.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
Okay, so when we pulled up, y'all weren't shaking in your boots.
Slave.
Well, you
Did not
weren't, but y'all
capture the
niggas,
water
had to like fucking kill the moon, and even then y'all still lost.
Dude, I'm like, y'all did not do anything to the water tribe.
Hey.
We made it.
You say
But
we
there were a
lost.
lot
We
more-
called a minor setback.
There were a lot more.
Y'all still lost, though.
Fire Nation there.
Still
Fucking
alive.
Confederate ass nigga, bro. Stop it.
Anyways, I have
Eric does not hate my ass. Anyway,
my first question I have for you guys is why you chose to align with your shitty nations.
Well, for me, it's because exactly. Air is more versatile. I like. First of all, no one can even know what they air.
It's
That's
lost.
the first thing. What?
Air is more
What's
versatile as we're all dead because we couldn't fight back.
And it's very evasive. Like, think. Am I wrong for that?
I'm just saying. You say evasive, yet you're all burnt to a crisp.
Forget what them being wiped out.
I can't forget what happened because your dust is still on the heels of my boots.
bro, Monk Gyato's still sitting there.
Let's think of Aang for a minute.
Okay.
He did not get hit a lot in the show. What?
He saw, oh, I'm gonna be the Avatar. I'm about to just leave real quick because I can't handle that responsibility. Such Air Nation energy, bro. Can't take.
How about child energy?
Of the Air Nation, that's just representative of him being 12.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's child energy.
My ass. Roku didn't take that shit.
On me, and not to
Roku
mention,
was like 16.
Roku is the reason that y'all niggas are in here in the first place.
Hey.
All I'm saying is that nigga was a bitch. He couldn't kill his
Hey,
friend.
whoa.
Right, yeah, he couldn't do what he had
We're not
to
gonna
do.
tolerate
Earth
any
Nation.
Wait,
disrespect.
listen, the Air Nation wouldn't have been wiped out if all he did was kill Sozin.
Yes. That's fact.
Really?
The Air Nation is the meg of the group, bro. I'm just saying. Y'all, you keep saying this wouldn't have happened if it's like it happened though. Okay, it happened.
And guess, didn't the whole nation get saved by a bunch? I mean, didn't the Fire Nation basically get taken down by a bunch of kids? So, just saying, y'all got taken down by kids.
That's facts.
That
So-
was a combination.
Not the
Hey,
entire
whoa,
Fire
whoa, whoa,
Nation,
whoa.
just Ozai.
Azula had.
It was an
Azula
inside job because Zuko betrayed us, okay? But you know what? He
Azula
came in and made things
No.
better.
Azula had years and years of Fire Nation training.
Nigga,
Got
she was
taken
14.
out by Katara, who had only just learned how to use water bending at that time.
I'm so happy you said that because the only
In the
reason
summer.
Katara was able to beat Azula in that instance was whatever that drain that was in the ground. That's the only reason that she was able to beat Azula.
Exactly. And plus, Zula was on some meds, okay? She wasn't in her right mind.
Didn't she also win against Azula in season 2?
I don't
At the
remember
end?
this happening.
Yeah, at the end of season 2. Yeah, she beat Azula last there too.
Almost beat her ass.
Situational.
What?
Yeah, she
She happened twice. She
Redacted.
got too old.
Redacted.
What are you talking about?
Redacted.
She got too old by a nigga that different how to water bend. That's all I'm saying.
Situational.
All I'm
I don't
saying
think
is
we got on the Earth Nation the Earth Kingdom hard enough.
you're right, but last thing I want to say, we shot your dude in the back with a lightning bolt. Anyway, Earth Nation.
Did he come back or did he
Earth,
come back?
all right.
And then you still took y'all out. Sorry, go ahead.
You were knocked out for weeks.
Not
Anyway, go ahead, Earth Nation.
Okay, all right. Earth, all right. The elements of substance, of strength. All I gotta say, okay, for me, right? It most aligns with my personality. So
Okay.
like, I'm really straightforward. All about like being useful, you know, utility. Earth, in my opinion, is the most like industrially useful element because metal bending, earth bending. How is earth bending not useful in construction? That shit is tight. Also, I can like summon spikes from the ground. Also, lava bending is really cool. There you go.
Tis true. Honestly, out of all the other nations, I respect Earth the most.
Thank you. Like you can't disrespect
We don't
Earthbending.
really
That's
care
the
about
thing.
the respect, Miles. That's the crazy thing.
Listen, here's the thing. Like Earth is kind of like the like
Oh,
nation of neutrality for the most part, right? Like you sit and you wait. That just kind of fits my style.
Okay, I can respect that. Water Tribe, stop playing in the pond over there. What you doing?
He felt higher than that.
You're magic.
I just like water, period. I like to know all black people.
I just like drinking it, so yeah, that's why I joined. Nah, that's
So you're saying you hate breathing oxygen?
Cameron.
Oh.
So you're saying
Oh.
you hate standing on Earth?
I love something, that means I hate the other things. I ain't say nothing like that. Y'all made assumptions. All I said was that I
It's
like
a
water.
it's
I
a
didn't say I hate
nigga thing.
things.
All right, Anna, talk about why you want to
Listen.
join the best nation there is.
All right, let's get into it real fast. First of all, we have two of the best characters on the show, Zuko and
Period.
Iroh. Let's start there.
Yeah,
Second of
I
all,
can't disagree with that one.
yep.
Exactly.
All right. Other thing too. I mean, think about it. It's really convenient. If my food cold, I can heat up my food at my
Right.
hands.
Can't tell you how many times that happened to me.
Right. And
We're
on
all
top of that, I
microwaves.
get to burn stuff down. Like I can burn stuff down.
Okay,
Doesn't that sound cool?
to your Iroh point though, right?
Stuff down though.
Don't you? I know what you're about to say, Steven. I have a feeling I know what you're about to say.
Okay,
No.
to the Iroh point though,
No.
right? Iroh's whole
Oh,
thing
God.
towards the end was that he
No.
belonged to no nation.
I
right?
knew you were gonna say
everything.
that.
The other,
No.
right?
But where did he
And you
start
bring
off
them
at?
together?
Where did he start off
And where
at?
did he want to get away from? This nigga killed all the
Yeah,
dragons.
where you start is where you finish.
Okay. Also, wait, I do
You
have to
start where
ask
you start where you fit. Nah.
lightning.
I
You
can't
Ooh.
lie.
have lightning.
But
Amber, shut up. What over there?
I mean, we can
With
take
your
the air
one
out of
member.
people's lungs and literally kill them.
But you won't. But you won't.
yes, you do. And Zahir did it.
Exactly.
Season 3
And-
Korra.
And we
That's
can
all I'm
strike a
saying.
lightning bolt through y'all, and y'all be dead.
Oh
Now what?
wow. Okay, but we can kill y'all slowly. So I mean,
But you won't.
but
That's
if I need to, I could. Just like waterbending can't. I mean, they don't want to bloodbend, but they have Cora. I mean, not Cora. Katara didn't want to bloodbend, but she had to. She had to.
The show could have been over in one episode had she just learned how to blood. I mean,
Exactly,
had
bro.
she won the
Water
blood.
Nation, what y'all doing over there, bro? You really dropped the ball with that one.
That is not representative of the entire
That's
water tribe.
I just want to say that's like saying the war could have been over if the United States dropped the nuclear bomb earlier.
Fair enough. I'll give
That's
you
all
that.
I'm saying.
I'll give.
I mean,
that.
you have a point. But nah.
What?
Especially
not
trying to end the war that was, fucking up
Cheat.
people.
When you say that the United States could have dropped the bomb earlier, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that?
What do you
Earlier
mean?
during the
Like,
World War? Or-
Yes.
Oh. Well, we had to go
Before
save
Pearl
Einstein and
Harbor?
freaking you have to build the thing. So
Wait, like before Pearl Harbor, Steven?
I mean, shit. If they had it, they didn't.
Nah, bro.
They had it.
No,
they
bro.
didn't. But if they had it.
Take this L real quick, Miles. I
The
mean,
mo-
Steven. Just
the
go
moment
ahead.
Qatar
You
learned
know.
that, she could have been like, "Oh, let's pull up on the Fire Nation and just fuck them all up. This is easy."
I mean, she
That
doesn't
is
have to be
true.
able to take the entire Fire Nation. She just has to get the Ozai. That's it.
You think?
Which, by the
you
way,
think-
I feel like that wouldn't work out well. Like, I feel like the Avatar could take out Ozai because he's the Avatar and is supposed to restore balance. But if some random water tribe person does it, I don't think it would have the same effect.
That's a good point. I think
Yeah, I
Iroh
was
said it
just literally
too.
about to say that. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was like, it wouldn't have been the same. It wasn't her destiny. It was Aang's destiny. So
And Iroh said it too. It's like history looks upon these things like very differently. So if Iroh did it, it would have been like a jealous brother killing, like vying for
That's a good
power.
point.
But if the Avatar did it, then that's what it's supposed. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's a good point.
okay, so all right, moving on though, connecting to the Iroh thing and the Qatar and all that. next question-
from the
Oh, I knew he was gonna do this, bro.
Falling so slow, like
Like
fragile tiny
tiny
shells
Drifting
drifting
in the
foam.
foam. Join everybody.
Oh, soldier boy, come
Come
marching home. Brave
Brave little soldier boy, comes marching home.
I just
You
want to
got-
say that, like, every
No,
time I was with
please,
Steven on
Steven,
campus, like, whether it was at night or not, he would just start singing it. Second verse, same as the first. Like, every
Exactly. That's
time.
what I'm supposed to do. Anna, goddamn.
The song is goated.
He did this for
It's
like
sad.
6 verses one time when I was on the phone with him.
You think that's
anyway.
bad, Amber?
Huh?
I said, you think that's bad? Just imagine it, middle of the night, walking up that treacherous hill we used to have to walk up, and
It
him
wasn't even
singing.
that
Oh,
bad.
I'm dead.
It was
Honestly, it
that
would
bad
probably
from
make
the
your day even
bottom.
better if you heard it.
From to going to Brumby, Anna?
Yes, from
It
the
was not
bottom of
that
the
bad.
hill.
Listen, you got the Brummy butt, didn't you?
No, I did not. Okay, I did not get the bumpy butt.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Did you get the Brumby butt,
I
Steven?
got great calves from it. I didn't get the Brummy butt, but I got great calves. Like, my calves were fucking massive.
Fucking horse calves.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, no. Moving on. Second question I had for you guys was, what were your favorite characters in the show?
Oop, it
Hmm.
was Daddy.
Oh my god.
I feel like you're gonna hear the same 3 over and over, so let's just get this over with.
I mean, no, I have other answers, but what do you say, Anna?
Zuko really had the best character development, hands
Yes.
down. And you know he's a part of my favorite nation, so why not?
I mean, no,
And-
you're absolutely right.
And then yeah, it's definitely Zuko, hands down.
I mean, well, when I first watched the show, bro, I'm not gonna lie, the entire time I thought the whole show was gonna be about Zuko chasing this dude the entire freaking time, until that episode where Katara and Sokka got sick, and he was the what was the name of his
Blue
alter
Spirit.
ego? The
Blue
Blue Spirit. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you. My mind, my 10-year-old mind couldn't fathom when Aang took off that mask. And it was, whenever that episode came out, I can't remember. Just threw out
You were like 6.
I'm about to say
Six.
we were real young.
Okay, 6. Freaking technical. This is why I hate Earth and Air Nation. Anyway. No, but that blew my mind when he took off that mask, and I was like, okay, so Zuko isn't a total dickhead. I didn't say that, but obviously that's
He was
kinda-
being a dickhead, though. He only did it because he wanted the credit. What are you talking about?
I'm dead.
But he did. That's the whole point of the Blue Spirit.
But he wanted the credit. He wanted to release the Avatar so he could take the credit for capturing him, because he wouldn't have his honor restored.
But it
quote
was a
unquote.
good deed, Steven.
My
No,
honor.
it wasn't.
It was.
I will
Bro,
say one
that's
thing.
like saying I'm gonna help this nation over here, right? But if it gets me the resources,
It's still a good deed. It's shallow, but it's a good deed.
I feel like that misses the point. But continue.
I will say when Zuko, like, what did he steal when he stole that horse or that thingamajigger when those people just fed him? I was like, dang, this is a little messed up. He was like, Aro was like, oh, these people were so kind to us. And then Zuko, like, well, they finna be even more kind. And then he stole whatever that thing was. What kind of animal that was.
The ostrich horse, I think, what it was.
Yes.
As a
I
matter
was
of
like,
fact,
dang, that broke my heart.
I'm trying to think. What do you think was like the actual turning point for his character? Because I'm trying to remember.
I would say it started when he cut off his hair.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
He was struggling that whole second season. He like would realize,
Okay.
and then he started struggling because you know he wants his honor, but he feels like he's starting to feel like he's wrong. That's how I kind of took it.
Yeah,
The
that
whole
was
second
him
season
cutting
was
off his
struggle.
hair. Him and Iroh cutting off their hair was them cutting their ties from the Fire Nation, because they were
Exactly.
not
That's exactly what that was.
outcasts but outlaws. Yeah, that's where I'm looking at. Cameron, who are your favorite characters? Nice. Wait, Cameron, I see the thing moving, but I can't hear you. Yes, but you're lagging.
Get closer to whatever microphone you're using.
Computer is just trash, but
Okay. You said Boomy?
Zuko and Katara. Much
Oh. Here's the
like
thing.
all the characters.
Everybody on Twitter and whatever forum you want to call it or whatever if you're trying to ship Zuko and Katara, you're disgusting. I'm sorry.
What?
Why?
Why?
Because they had one single conversation in the cave, and y'all like, oh, yup, that's it.
But
They're
then they
in
went
love.
on that adventure together in season 3. They both,
Exactly.
find,
No,
Katara's
everybody.
kill-
Here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
her mom's
You
killer.
would think people would point out that part, but all they go to is that cave.
No,
They're like, this
no.
is the moment where they
That's
fell in
not
love.
even the
Like,
part I
no.
think about. That's not even the
That-
part I
That's
think
not
about.
think about.
That's the part where I see people post about, though. That's the thing.
Nah, bruh. I couldn't ship Zuko and Katara. It really would have been a slap in the face to Aang.
I agree.
Yes,
fell in
but
love with
they
her
were
the
still
second
better
he
for
got-
each other, I feel like.
I don't agree with that.
I don't
I
agree
don't
with that
care about
either.
his feelings. Ko and Katara were my ship, and I stand by them.
Exactly.
You disgust me.
I don't know. I
Wait,
feel
who
like
was your ship, Kim?
Zutara.
Katara, I loved them.
Okay.
Cameron, are you like muting yourself and then taking yourself off mute?
No, I think her thing is just like she just muted herself now.
No, you didn't have to be.
You shouldn't have told her that.
You didn't have to do that, Cameron. I was just asking.
But
Anyway.
no,
My computer.
it's fine. It's fine. But no, moving on. Amber, who do you have as your top characters in the show?
Honestly, anybody from the White Lotus. They were like at the end. They Master Piandao. I really like Boomy too, though. Especially like when he was captured and he didn't release himself until like he figured out the right moment. Honestly, the old masters they were probably like one of my favorite, some of my favorite characters.
You didn't say Boomy yet, which kind of bothers me because Boomy's a goat.
Yeah.
Boomy, Jong, Piandao, all their masters, and Paku.
As a matter of fact,
All right.
Okay, he was very sexist. Yes.
I don't care about that. He's just like kind of there. Like out of all the ones that like they were, out of all the White Lotus members, he's the lamest out of all of them.
no, really, he was literally just like they called me because I was like literally on the last of the list, and I'm just here. There's no point in me actually being here. They just needed to fill up space.
I really like Jong's character. Like they were just like, right? He was the only person I've seen in the Fire Nation that actually flew. Ozai didn't count because he was like,
flew.
huh?
You mean?
He
flew. Okay, never mind.
You were like when they were in the Earth Kingdom, he was using fire to like hover in the air.
John,
Zula do that?
I wish he got more screen time, to be honest.
Same.
I wish all of them got more screen time,
Except for Paco.
except for
Paku's a
Paku.
dickhead.
It's
Paku got too much screen time.
This is why nobody liked Pac. Anyway, Steven, wait, did I already get to you?
Nah.
I mean, I already know the answer, but go ahead and say it.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna give like my top 3 or 4. Right.
Okay.
You got Iroh, my favorite character in all of fiction. Okay. You have Toph.
Yes.
And then you have Boomy. All right. Now Iroh is obvious. Iroh is who I strive to be as a person. Right. Just like the general advice giver, like really calm. It's like the old dude. That's kind of like the vibe I give off anyway, especially when I'm talking to younger people. It's kind of funny sometimes and kind of scary because like. But and then Toph. I mean, what's there not to love? Like I have a hard time talking about Toph. So just like what is there not to love? You know,
Girl held up a library for like 20 minutes.
and she still got blamed. And they
I was
down there.
that episode. I don't like the desert episode. I like the library episode. I don't like the desert episode because Aang was such an ass in that.
I mean, I can't be entirely mad at Aang, like, you know, busting a tit, because this man was literally like, he just lost his companion, bro. That was his ride or die.
His anger was directed at the wrong people, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, but in that moment, he had nobody else to direct it to. So
How
he
about?
was just lashing out. I'm not saying it was right, but that's kind of how I saw it.
Yeah. And then Boomy, it's literally just like, okay, me as a martial artist, right?
Martial artist.
Yes, a fledgling martial artist. Boomy is who I want to be, right? I want to be that dude that like sit there, take the punishment, right? Then knock your ass out with like one good punch.
You got your ass beat the last time we sparred.
Anime character, okay.
When was the last time we sparred? We're like 1-1, right?
Yeah, we are. No, the first one shouldn't count because I hadn't sparred before at that point.
That's true, but
As a matter of fact,
you're also used to doing Muay Thai, and I was not. We were using Muay Thai rules.
Yeah, but it's not like I threw any knees at you. You said you were too
Yes,
scared.
you did.
No, you said I threw one knee at you.
You threw
If that.
several.
No.
You also clinched me.
You said no. There is something you said I couldn't do. I could have sworn you said I couldn't use any knees because you hadn't done that before. Or is it?
You said. I think we said
Yeah.
elbow. You definitely threw knees. Anyway.
freaking bums. You're over
Don't
here
you
like,
take two
definitely
martial
bum.
arts though?
Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah.
Exactly, and I beat you with my one.
You want to go to the ground? See how that works
I'm
out?
good, bro.
Yo,
I'm good.
yo,
I'm just saying, for anybody listening right now, these two fight like it's like Def Jam or something. We hung out a garden noble. These coons went to the back and just started sparring for some
We got
random
caught by
reason.
somebody out there too. She was just like, "Oh, just two niggas killing each other. Proceed."
proceed.
I'm over here on my phone with a timer, like I'm moderating this shit. Like I'm not a part of this, ma'am. Please don't ring me in with these two retards.
Good times, Steven. When quarantine's over, we have to have a whole 12-round
Oh.
bout.
12 rounds.
Is this you?
How many days has it been since we've seen each other?
12 rounds. Who got stamina for 12 rounds?
Sounds like you need to go work out, dude.
I'm not denying that.
Go work out so you can be prepared. Is what I'm saying.
All right, whatever. Back to Avatar.
Wait,
No,
I do have
yeah.
something to say about Zuko.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I need to clear my name. I said Zuko is daddy. I need to, just in case I get famous and just come back and bite me in the butt. They be like, bro, he was a 16-year-old boy. To my 6-year-old self, he was. Okay? Had to clear that up real fast. Didn't want to get
To
canceled
your
in the future.
6-year-old daddy?
what?
What relationship y'all got there?
What did she say? I couldn't hear it.
All I'm saying is, Kyoshi can step on me. That is all.
Jesus Christ.
I love you. Oh my god.
He was like every avatar Aang saw in, when he was trying to decide he needed to kill Ozai. Be decisive. It's your decision, and kill him now.
You just said, kill that nigga
He's
now.
like, stop that nigga.
Kyoshi pulled a fucking ruckus. He said, guilty. That nigga is guilty. Hang that nigga now. I got the rope right here.
Freaking, I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind when you said that, Steven, was her little dance when she split the island in half. Yeah.
She
But
said,
nah.
"It's like,
You
frankly,
would
I don't
die.
see the difference."
Yeah.
You would die, Steven. Just
I would. I mean, you're right, but like, it's worth it.
Kyoshi was ruthless as fuck.
She was like, but she
I
was
loved
like,
it.
she would be a modern avatar. I feel like
yeah.
everyone else was like I'm saying, if there's an avatar in this day and age, she would do what she needed to do. Is what I'm saying.
And Twitter would cancel her.
Immediately.
Okay, cancel culture. There's already problems with cancel culture. We know this,
not
but
talking
we're getting
about
off track.
No. Here's the thing. Aang's over here just chilling, talking to the water tribe dude. He's talking about surfing, losing his wife. All of a sudden, he's firing this. Yeah, kill that nigga. Kyoshi didn't even think twice about it. But nah, my favorite characters, to be honest, I talked to Steven about this, and weirdly enough, one of them is Chet. I don't know why. That dude to me was cool. Him
Fair
leading his own little tribe of teenage warriors, bro, was dope
You're
as fuck.
probably the same nigga that thinks Sasuke is the best character in Naruto, aren't you?
What?
I bet you that kind of person.
I don't. Have I said this in any of my videos or any of my... Here's the thing. This is gonna go off topic. Sasuke is the stupidest character in all of Naruto.
I'm glad we agree.
Okay.
I'm glad we agree.
Is it?
Itachi literally told this man, I did this to protect you and the village. Okay, I'm gonna burn that shit down.
And then I'll be like, I want to become
spoilers.
Hokage.
No spoilers.
No spoilers for
No
what?
spoilers.
Show's 20
This
years
is
old.
mindset.
I'm gonna watch it.
Show's 20 years old.
And what are you trying to say?
I'm not spoiling this at all, but that was just his mindset going in. My brother just told me this whole thing of why he did this to protect me and the village. I'm gonna burn that shit down. I don't care what he said. But no, Sasuke is the dumbest. But no, Chet.
Are you saying Chet?
I said Chet. Is it Jet?
Jet?
Or Chet?
Jet.
I swear to God, I thought
Hey!
it was Chet this entire time.
I was like,
It's what?
It's Jet. Jet.
Okay.
I was over here saying Chet.
I'll just go sit in this corner.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the L while you at it.
Toph is obviously my second because she's just an all-around badass character. Which, by the way, in this entire show, I've never, well, on hand, can't think of another show where the cast has a bunch of female characters that are pretty much across the board all good.
Oh, for sure.
Agreed.
I think the other thing about it too is the ability for it to. Okay, I think my favorite part about Avatar, honestly, is the writing of disabled characters. Right?
Oh yeah,
like, they're never presented as helpless. They're presented, like as truly differently abled. Right?
Oh yeah.
Take Toph, for example. She doesn't see the way you see, right? But she sees more because of it. Some limitations as well, but it just comes to the territory. What's her face? I can't remember the Water Tribe person's name from Korra, right? Season 3 of Korra, the lady who has no arms.
Oh, where she uses the water as appendages? Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that shit is really cool. Like they never shows a disabled character as someone who needs to be helped necessarily. They show them as truly differently able. I think that's really cool. Anyway.
No, you're absolutely right. And
Could y'all imagine growing up like if you were born after 2005 and not seeing the show for the first time until it came out Netflix? Could not imagine.
There are people our age who haven't seen it until it hit Netflix.
I am
Right
glad.
now, and I just convinced her to watch it for the first time.
I am glad Netflix and Nickelodeon just struck that deal because people need to watch this show.
See, it was available in Canada for a while, but we just got to the US, which sucks.
Do we look like those Northerners, Steven?
We should.
I mean, we're basically the same. No, never mind.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
There are niggas in Canada, 5 of them, but they're there.
But what else? Who was my third? I was gonna say Boomy, but then it's between Boomy or Sokka, to be honest.
I'm about to say
nobody did say Sokka.
I love Sokka. I would say Sokka is my second favorite character.
Sokka is great to me because he provides balance for the show. He's the character without powers, but he's still viable to the team.
Yep.
He's the strategy man, while also being a comedic relief.
You see, Korra fucked up by splitting Sokka's character into 2, right? You
Wait,
had
what?
Korra, Legend of Korra, fucked up by splitting Sokka's character into 2, right? You had Bolin and Mako. So Bolin's the comedic relief, and Mako was the quote unquote brains, even though he was dumb as fuck.
Mako.
No, I don't talk about Mako. That's a whole other rant in of itself. We'll talk about that later. We can make that in this section, not now.
Yes, because I have something about Korra towards the end of this, but yeah.
But with Sokka, he was both the comedic relief as well as legitimately a brilliant character. Right? He contributes to the team. Bolin's just kind of stupid. Why is that nigga there?
And he was, quote unquote, from Twitter, the pussy bender.
He was.
Didn't Korra get with him at first and then got with Mako?
No, I was talking about Sokka. I'm not talking about trashy over there. No, Sokka. This man, his history of girlfriends is not good.
Oh, at all.
He had every girl in that show. Basically,
He only had one girlfriend, or 2 girlfriends. One time
He almost got the girl from the poetry slam if he didn't mess up his haiku.
I forgot about that too.
My man Sokka was killing it in that poetry slam too until he messed it up. Nah, how many of y'all can say your significant other turned into the moon? Honestly,
I would if I had one. Anyway.
nice little self burn there, Steven.
Yeah, I'm talking to a girl right now. That's what's up.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
We're gonna slide past this. We'll talk later.
We could talk about this after the podcast, but that needs to be addressed.
Can you just edit that part out?
Oh, me.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I have a... oh, God. Okay, I'll save it for after.
After the podcast.
Okay, so next question. What were your favorite episodes in the show?
The play episode.
Oh, that was such a good
That is
episode.
the best recap episode out there.
Literally.
That bro, when Toph's character screamed really loud in their face, I lost it.
Oh, we literally have that. Anna and I have that on Snapchat where we're laughing at that for like 20 minutes at the guy screaming.
Bro, rewind it like 10 times. It was
I sound
bad.
awesome. That's why Toph is amazing. Didn't even get pissed. She loved her character.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Amber, what about you? What's your favorite episode?
See, I have several because like you just can't not have them when the show is that good. The Sage from the first season, Sage of the North, the 2-parter episodes were really good. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
because especially when Aang turned into the to the spirit at the end, wiped them all out. They didn't really say that Zhao died, but that nigga gone. But what was a good episode? That was a really good
He's
episode.
not okay. First of all, Zhao is not dead. He is in the spirit world. That is confirmed in Korra.
Wait, was that in?
Oh, okay. I thought he drowned.
Oh yeah, I remember they did that crap. Oh god.
I just have this is so many different episodes. And then the Cave of Two Lovers. I only like that episode because of the secret tunnel through the darkness on the secret tunnel.
That one. They need to release a soundtrack of Avatar and need to have those 2 songs on it only.
And I think the library that was, and then of course the Sozin's comment, of course, but the library was another good one of mine for season 2. Because the bird, honestly, the bird creeped me out when I was a kid. Like it was just kind of creepy.
Terrified of the bird.
Who didn't creep out? You had to be a psycho if that bird didn't creep you out with the way it just stared into your soul.
See, I didn't mind the bird. You know what fucked me up?
Oh no.
Ko the face stealer. That dude.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See,
The bird really messed me up, bro.
especially when it went into attack mode, stretched its neck out, and started
That's
chasing them.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
Me up.
The face stealer was creepy, but that bird hit different, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is
Cameron-
always
Oh,
sorry. That's also going down for me for like the scariest episode. I mean, we were young when we watched it, so I was rightfully scared.
Always thinking you need to do
I think that was the whole point, though, because that whole episode was pure tension. Because just the way he was talking and the way he was looking, I was like, okay, this dude's about to pop off. I don't know what his whole shtick is, but he obviously doesn't have good intentions with it. Was that the same episode where Sokka ate the mushrooms, or is that?
That was the episode. No, that was the episode before. The desert is the episode where he ate the mushrooms.
Okay, I just want to make sure of that because I was gonna say if that
The
was in that
cactus
episode.
juice. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, Cameron, what about you?
I have a lot of favorite episodes too. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
It's okay. The episode where Toph is introduced, the blind bandit, is one of my favorites.
Okay, I can
I
respect
love
that one.
the
Yeah.
introduction of Toph. Go Alone was also a really good episode because it made me like him a little bit more just because I felt bad. I love the library too. I'm trying like I actually loved all of the creepy episodes. Like the swamp to me was a really creepy episode as a child. I loved that episode for some reason. And the bloodbending episode where they introduced bloodbending. I can't remember what the name of the episode is. That used to creep me out so much, but I loved it.
That one was one of my favorite episodes. 'Cause
Isn't it called? Oh, no, I was about to say a paint lady. I'm like, that's not right.
if I remember correctly, that was like the first.
The Puppet Master.
Was that the
Yeah,
first
that's what it
time they introduced like bending being used for other applications like that?
Yeah.
Like-
No, I think the one whenever Iroh taught Zuko about lightning was probably that
Okay.
one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because that. Yeah. Steven, what about you? What were your favorite episodes?
You know, I'm looking through them right now and I'm having a really hard time picking. Because I'm like, okay. I think if I had to pick 3, it would be. In no particular order. The Return to Amashu.
Okay.
The swamp. The swamp is an underrated episode, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
The swamp.
That's the one they got pulled in by the swamp with those swamp benders, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
they were basically seeing stuff they wanted to.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dudes are
And whichever episode it was where Aang got kidnapped, it was either Siege of the North Part 1 or Part 2. I can't remember. No, that's not what it was. Okay, whichever episode it was where Iroh basically beat the shit out of Zhao, but it was shown off screen. He beat up like 4 dudes. Bro, this dude Iroh was out of shape, right?
He's just a goat, bro.
I think that was the second. I think that was the second part of Siege of the North.
Yeah, okay, if that was the second part, that's my favorite one. Because Iroh was out of shape as fuck, right? This man beat up 4 niggas plus Zhao. No problem. He's like, what's good?
Got a point there.
But I definitely think that The Swamp is an underrated episode because I think it does a lot to tell a lot about the characters. And also, I just really like the Swamp Benders. I think they're really cool. I like seeing more French cultures in shows. Like, it's really good world building.
That's why another reason why I say that show is goated, because there's so much diversity, not only in the cast, but just like the way they represent each nation and like the parts in between.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got like, what was it? They went. Where did they meet up for the Kyoshi Warriors on that island? Which that was no, I'm saying in which season was it? In season 2?
Season 1. It was like episode 4.
4 something or 3. I can't remember.
Was it
That
4
was a good episode.
As you guys can tell,
Episode
I haven't
4, yeah.
rewatched the series in a minute, and it's on Netflix, and I keep telling myself to rewatch it, and I haven't gotten to do it.
You should.
Same, Miles. I torrented it when I was at school because they can't get me. But
I went through the show like
and
that.
that was like a year ago.
See, I did that too, but I also decided to rewatch because I'm a degenerate with nothing better to do.
I think I watched it when I first started work again. I would put it when I was working from home. I would put it on in the background. I got through in like 4 days.
Yeah.
All right, for me, my favorite episodes. One of them, number 1, obviously, is Tales from Ba Sing Se. That is one of the best made episodes in the entire series. Just showing the little parts of what everybody's doing while they're split up in Ba Sing Se. Sokka with the poetry slam, and of course, the part with Iroh.
Please don't get into it.
The best scene in all of cinema. Anyway, no. The reason why I like that episode the most with Iroh is because it shows, like, Steven, the reason why you like him, as he's the old wise man, you can tell because he's so old, he's been through a lot. And, like, because he's been through a lot and experienced a lot, he's learned to just sit back and, I wouldn't say accept things the way they are, but see them from a different perspective than just, going at it gung-ho like he used to if he was younger.
He has learned how to live life on life's terms. That's like the best way I could put it. And
just seeing him, how when he helps the guy who literally tries to rob him, teach him how to rob somebody, and then he helps calm down the kid by singing the same song he sings at the end of the episode, how it transitions from being kind of like a happy and uplifting song to a sadder song in different contexts. That's why it's just so good. Plus, fun fact for anybody who doesn't know, and this might not be 100% true, but that time when he recorded that episode, the reason why it was so heartfelt and it says in loving memories, because I think at that time when he recorded it,
it was his last thing recorded before he stopped.
Yeah, because I think they said that was the day he found out he had cancer.
Yep.
And that when he was crying in the song, when he was singing, that was his genuine emotions. Like, he was actually crying in the studio. When I learned that made me appreciate that episode even more. So that's why it's number 1.
That is heavy.
What was that episode where they with the panda spirit?
That's when they went. That's when Sokka got kidnapped by the spirit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like in season 1, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was.
I think it was like right before the winter solstice. What episode was that? No, it was the winter solstice episode because that was a 2-parter.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's part
Yes,
1.
it is. I'm about to say yes, it is.
I'm telling you, man. Niggas, man.
The main reason I like that episode is because it introduces like the whole spirit side of the entire show, which it made it more intriguing. I'll put it that way, since it was first introduced, and then obviously it delved deeper as they later got into the show. But just this first instance of it with this panda spirit showing the other side of the Avatar, other than creating world peace, he also has to create balance in the spirit world and stuff like that. And he calms down the panda spirit and towards the end of the video or episode and stuff like that.
Is that
and of course, the library. That's my other one. That's a goated episode. Also, I wouldn't call this one a guilty pleasure episode, but one of my favorite ones, just because of the humor, is the day before the eclipse, where Aang's having those nightmares.
Yeah.
The
nightmares, daydreams,
nightmares.
Yes, that episode was hilarious.
I'm surprised no one's talked about Zuko alone.
I didn't even care for that episode as a kid.
What happened in that one?
That's the one where Zuko, like the thing with the kid, right? And he ends up giving the kid a knife, teaching him how to use the swords, and at the end it reveals, "I am Zuko, Prince of the Fire Nation, son of Ozai."
Oh yeah,
Ursa. Yeah.
None of you can hear me because I said that episode.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, I didn't hear it either.
I didn't hear it. I swear to God.
Can we still talk about it though, Cameron? I'm sorry. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
Because it really made me sympathize with him a lot more. I think it's stupid that he felt the need to announce himself like that because he really didn't have to. But
I disagree.
the episode, and I like getting more like background on his character and his life. I love all of the episodes that like parallel him and Aang, little storytelling episodes.
I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah.
I think the more interesting ones, though, I think it's more interesting when, okay, I think I mean, it's really obvious, but Sokka and Zuko, I think, are stronger narrative parallels than Aang and Zuko.
Yeah, because they're completely opposite characters. That's why.
Yeah.
Moral wise, well, not moral wise, but characteristic wise.
Just
I
like-
forgot.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
I was saying like there are a lot of like there's a very similar shot, if I'm remembering this correctly, where where Sokka's dad Hakoda is talking to Sokka, right? And it's like the same angle. And if you put it side by side with the like right before Zuko gets his scar, like it's the exact same shot.
Wow.
Like it's nuts. Like they are supposed to be two characters with similar personality types that took very different paths. Because if you think about it, both of them are just really, really prideful at the beginning of the series and learn to accept it as the series goes on, right? But they just start from different points.
I understand. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And I think that the like this is why I disagree with you, Cameron, when you said that he didn't really need to announce himself like that. Like that is, in my opinion, a turning point for Zuko, right? It's kind of like him going backwards a little bit, but it's still a turning point because it is him recognizing that he doesn't necessarily need the acceptance of others because he knows everyone around him's gonna fucking hate him once he says, "I am Zuko, Prince of the Fire Nation," right? But he's like, "Nah, fuck y'all. This is who I am. This is who I think I am today," right? And that's like the first step in him realizing he doesn't need his father's love and acceptance, or quote unquote love and acceptance, to restore his honor. There's my spiel.
General pride, because he was an incredibly prideful person for a good portion of the show and became slightly more humble.
Wait,
honestly,
say that again.
As the show went on.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry.
I thought it was more of a pride thing in general.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was more of a pride thing in general, just because he's like, I don't think of Zuko alone as the turning point for his character, but I thought it was just more of a pride thing in general because he's an incredibly prideful person. I think he does take great pride in the Fire Nation for a super long time, and then eventually recognizes all the flaws with the Fire Nation and slowly becomes a little more humble. I didn't think it had anything to do with his father's acceptance of him or learn to accept himself.
I'd
Well,
argue.
no. Oh, good.
I'd argue Zuko from the very beginning of the show is a broken character, as a matter of fact, mainly because he genuinely, I think he never even cared about the Avatar until his father told him to bring him back just to bring back his honor. That's literally the entire thing. He wants his father's respect back. He doesn't care about bringing the Avatar. He doesn't even care what his father does with the Avatar. He just wants to make sure that his father respects him, because that's the last thing he knows his father thinks of him as some weakling who doesn't, who doesn't live up to the Fire Nation name, kind of,
Yeah. That kind of goes back to my point where, like earlier, where I said that the episode, the blue spirit, that's not Zuko doing a good deed at all. Like, that was purely out of selfishness.
Okay, no, I agree with you now. I can see what you mean by that now.
You think that instead, if I'm trying to say, if Zuko asked his father, "Where's my mom?" right after he got banished, do you think he would have went to her instead of searching for the Avatar? Because we know Zuko. I'm saying, like, honestly, instead of trying to gain back his honor from his and then wanting his father's love, he would have been better off just going to finding his mom. I feel like.
Do you know what happens to his mom?
I was gonna say
she was banished.
Do you know what actually happens to his mom?
She was banished.
No, but the whole storyline afterwards.
Did she kill? Oh, no, I don't know what happened afterwards. I think it was in the comic. I don't know what happened after.
Yeah, that comic series, you got to read it because it's
called The Search. I own them if you want to borrow them.
It's weird. I'm gonna be honest. I want to borrow them.
But I'm saying, but Zuko doesn't know any of this though.
He doesn't. But in the end, it would not have been a good. It wouldn't have been great. It would have been him being more rejected because, spoiler alert, what happens in the comic is she starts another family.
Oh, dang.
Doesn't she not remember them or something like that?
Yeah, she doesn't remember them at all.
Yeah, because her identity changes and stuff like that. It's some weird...
It's some weird spirit world shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zuko would have been fucking heartbroken if that happened. So no, that would not have been better off.
I'm heartbroken. That is so sad.
You got to read that post comic series. It's actually interesting.
I'll give you the Addy to ship it to my house.
I'll just drop it off.
I'm about
or just give it to Anna at the meeting.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Don't you have? Do you have all the comics?
No, I just have The Search, all of the Search series.
Honestly, I was gonna ask this question, but I'm not even sure if I should ask anymore because we kind of answered it. What do you think made Avatar such a great series in the first place?
I feel like we are.
The characters, the storyline. That's enough said already.
I think for me, it's the characters and the world building. Characters plus world building.
I think so.
That is true.
I'd say that the characters carry it for me in the story.
They had a lot of development.
The world building is good, but I didn't. At a younger age, I didn't realize about world building. But at a younger age, I only cared about mainly the characters. Which one was cool? Which one was funny? Which one, was the most interesting? And and then the story. Because let me tell you,
I agree, Miles.
When was the last time I watched it?
Yeah.
When was the last time I had DirecTV?
You should definitely rewatch it sometime because I think some of your opinions will change drastically as you've gotten older.
No,
I wouldn't say drastically.
Probably right because there are things like when I rewatch Naruto or Death Note, I notice other times after I rewatch them. Now that I have a different mindset and different ways of looking at stuff, I can see things more so for their artistic value more so than the surface. But anyway, yeah.
I would
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing because when I rewatched it, last time I rewatched it, I was 19. But speaking from my 5 to 8 year old self, I would say me personally, it was kind of the fight scenes. I don't know what it is, but I really like when I see people throw hands.
Oh,
it started.
That's anybody. That's just that.
Yeah.
They scratch that itch.
I think for me it was definitely the world just of Avatar. This is real time actually seen like people bending the natural elements. I feel like they did a really good job with that. It was definitely that for me, I believe.
Yeah, I think the world building. Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just being a terrible host. Go ahead.
As the world building for me, it's kind of like the reason why book 2 is my favorite is because I think that's where the most world building happens.
Favorites.
Yeah, it's like
No,
where those
it's
character
not.
development happens and where those world building happens, right? Like this is where you see how kind of fucked up the Earth Kingdom is, even though you're trying to save it from the Fire Nation. It's like just because you're trying to save something from a bad thing doesn't mean that that system itself is something that should be saved. You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't think about that.
They put a lot of thought into this world. And like, if you've seen the Avatar extras or whatever, they
Yeah.
hired real martial artists to actually, to study so they can study the moves. They put a lot into this show. They got a lot out of it.
Something I
Award and
watched
everything.
recently, which was the interviews for the show. And
Yeah.
I was looking at the sensei talk about how he used different martial arts for the different bending. I was like, wow, that is a very interesting way of displaying a different type of element in martial art terms. Yeah.
And there just hasn't been a show like Avatar since. And fun fact, Pablo from the Backyardigans is actually played by Aang's voice actor. A little fun fact for you guys.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's
He's
crazy.
like in his 20s now, by the way. There was an interview he did recently, and let me tell you something. That man is grown.
I'm dead.
But nah, what was it? When I was younger, this is why I say storytelling is the best part to me. I kid you not. That moment at the end of book 2 where Azula struck that man in his back, my jaw dropped. I was like, bro, this man's dead. He's actually dead. And then like when they carried him off and then she healed him in his eyes, I was like, okay, where's the next season? And I waited so long. When they finally showed that season for book 3, and they showed that man had hair, I flipped out, bro. I was like, yo, this shit is about to get good. And by the way, another fun fact, if you don't know this, Steven may know, but the voice of Ozai, why he was so good, is Mark Hamill, the voice of Joker and Luke Skywalker from Star Wars.
Wow.
Yep.
But
shit villain.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question. Honestly, you have such good talent, yet a poorly written villain that's just like, I want to be bad just to be bad.
How do I put this? Okay, I don't think Ozai was like a terrible villain, but he was not a good villain. He was there because he needed to be there, right? I don't think that takes away from the show though.
Not at all.
I think we're looking at it too hard because we're older, but as kids, did you really think
We
this?
are.
No, that doesn't matter. They didn't write it just for kids. They didn't talk down to anyone.
No, but I'm saying they understood that the majority of their audience were kids, and they understood that, which is why they put it on Nickelodeon. They understood the majority of their audience.
Right. But here's the thing. There are other shows that do certain stuff like that much better.
Like what?
Korra.
I was just about Korra took a step further with their
villains.
villain. That's the one thing that I'll give her. Well, no, there are a couple of things that I'd give her show.
Which villain? Zahir?
The first one?
Wait, the one that was stealing people's spending?
Amon was sick. Zahir
I
was sick. Tarlok was alright, I guess. Not Tarlok, I mean old dude, season 2.
Bruh, I do not remember Legend of Korra at all.
There's a reason why you didn't.
I just remember
The
I remember the
Bending?
first villain, that's it.
Amon was amazing.
Well, I'm glad we started talking about it because my next question after that was, do you think Korra lived up to being its predecessor? Or not predecessor, but lived up from the hype of Avatar?
Honestly, okay, no. But I personally just did not like Korra. I didn't finish the show, so I guess I can't speak on it too much, but I mean, I know what happened at the end, but honestly, I just didn't like Korra that much. I feel like she was, to me, kind of whiny. And I just didn't like her that much. But I guess it's hard to compare Korra when Avatar was just so good, though. Maybe if Korra came out beforehand, like, I don't know. No, I didn't like it. It definitely didn't live up to Avatar.
I have some very specific qualms with Korra, but I do think that in certain ways it improved upon certain things. One of those ways is quite honestly more believable characters, if that makes sense. That's not necessarily an improvement; it's just a change that I happen to like.
I think that's more so because they modernized the series with Korra
a little bit, I guess. But now, I mean, just like in terms of how they acted, they are, especially the protagonists, right? They are not cut and dry good people. They never have been, right? And I think in Avatar, very much these are the good guys. Haha. Like the main cast, they were the good guys. Korra, she was constantly questioning her morality, right? Whether because she was dealing with so many unprecedented circumstances. And I definitely think the villains were stronger, like as a whole. Zahir, amazing. Amon, Kuvira, amazing. For different reasons, obviously.
I mean, for Korra, I liked when they went into the thing about the first Avatar. I would give them that, how they did the history on the first Avatar.
Show, by the way.
I don't think so.
I do. I thought he was pretty cool.
Show.
Well, Kiyoshi's show would just be her stomping on everybody.
No, she has a book.
Yeah, there's a book, and I was gonna read it, and it's like apparently they didn't actually find out she was an Avatar until she was like 16 years old, so it was like really late in life, I guess.
I think that's when they're supposed to find out.
She's a really interesting character.
That's normal. That's when you're supposed to find out the Avatar.
Aang just got told. They told
someone else was the Avatar in that series. They didn't realize it was her till much later.
Shit. I didn't know that.
Oh shit! They pulled the Oscars on her.
Didn't Korra find out she was the Avatar at like really young age? Because she
was over here just throwing shit out like at 2 years old. Yeah, well, that's the other thing that I kind of I'll give Korra this. I didn't hate her character only because I can understand the way she acted about things, because the transition of her going from I'm the Avatar and I know it, y'all better listen to me because I could do all this shit, from holy shit, there's a lot of things to being the Avatar than just being this badass who could bend all elements. I actually have to start thinking about my actions and questioning certain moral things to, like, not necessarily cast judgment, but yes, kind of cast judgment on certain
I watched Korra kind of young. Like, I haven't seen it since, like, we were still in what was it, middle school?
Middle school.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since then, so I need to definitely go back to watch it, get a new eyes on it and everything. I do say if I had to pick a favorite character from Legend of Korra, it'd probably be Jinora. I really liked her.
Who?
Tenzin's daughter.
Well, they're two.
Oh yeah.
The oldest daughter.
Oh, you didn't like Meek or whatever his name is?
Was it Milo?
Milo, yeah,
that's great. I love
hilarious.
Not that I love you. I just met you.
The one who gets her, she's the first person to get the airbending tattoos since Tenzin.
Oh yeah,
I think she was actually the youngest, wasn't she?
Probably.
Because Aang was like 12. She was what, 11?
I'm gonna be completely honest. There were kids younger than Aang who had them tattoos on. If I remember correctly, in the flashbacks at that temple,
I thought they were just bald. I don't remember them having a tattoo though.
I could have sworn a bunch.
How many other kids with tattoos?
I thought Aang was the young with the air scooter.
I don't remember.
This just proves that we need to rewatch this show.
No. I know my nation's history.
Apparently,
I'm telling you, Aang was the youngest at first, before Jinora.
See, here's the thing. I'm about to just go up in there and change y'all's history for the better, just like America. All right? Yes, we're gonna wipe everything clean. You airbenders, y'all weren't nomads. Y'all were just poor people. Okay?
Wow.
Savages.
Poor people living off the Fire Nation's teat.
Gosh.
But my main gripe with Korra, to be honest, was how they handled relationships in that show. That was just
so annoying.
Fuck.
It was awful. See, Korra had the too much shit at one going on.
That's what I'm saying. It was just a clusterfuck of just good.
It's like, why are there so many like subplots going on at the same time? It's not necessary.
In one episode.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, slow it down. You don't need to do all this at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how y'all feel about Asami, but I just feel like she was kind of a pointless character to me.
Didn't Cora do her at the end?
Well, no, I'm just talking about her character. At the end, that whole relationship was just, I don't even know, just thrown out there just for no reason to me.
They couldn't show, Nickelodeon. They couldn't really, I guess, show them together, especially.
It was.
I mean, if Cora came out now, they probably would have, maybe, but.
It wasn't even about that. It was just that the relationship happened literally out of nowhere at the last second, and like, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Asami and Cora, they're together now. What?
You know what I think? I think that it came out of nowhere, but it was also the only one that would have possibly made any sense after everything that happened.
She went with her whole team.
We get with Bolin.
She didn't go with Bolin.
Oh man.
She kissed
because
him.
Bolin is the silly brother. That's why.
Didn't she kiss him in the first season?
No, that was Mako.
Didn't she go on a date with him though?
No, we're talking about Cora or Asami.
Okay, then she went on a date with him. Cora.
Cora. Are y'all talking about?
We're talking about Asami.
Oh. I was talking about Cora went through the team.
Oh yeah, Cora definitely went through the team.
That's no.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. She had to go, do a free trial. You know what I'm saying? But.
By the way, they did Sokka dirty in that show. That's another thing that pissed me off because he didn't get any screen time at all for one flashback.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know if he has any kids. We don't know shit about Sokka.
The literally only thing they showed him in was a scene where him and the rest of the whole room got blood bent. That was it.
I see. This is why, I was mad at Cora from the jump. Like, I didn't want to give Cora a chance because I was mad that it wasn't Aang. Like, it wasn't Aang's story. Aang had died. I didn't want another Avatar.
Why? That's like the whole thing.
I mean, I get it, but I wanted to see his life after. Like, I wanted to see the in-between stages of him and Katara.
He had to die in order for Korra to happen, so...
That makes sense now that you guys put it like that. Honestly, if y'all know where I can watch Korra, let me know. I'll give it a shot.
The high seas?
Pretty much.
I feel like I would have enjoyed it better. Like, I mean, if they would have taken the book and continued on with that with like a second show, I feel like I would have enjoyed that a little better. Like,
continue the book. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm saying if they animated the books, the rest of the books, basically.
You mean like the search?
Not all of them are good. Honestly, quite a lot of them are pretty trash.
Then
I was thinking. Oh, go ahead, Ember.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say, like, I mean, I don't know what else Aang could have done. Like, basically, he did, save the world and create peace again. So I don't know what else could have came after that. I don't feel like anybody would have tried anything so soon.
That comic series, I'm searching for Zuko's mom. That could have been a good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But a whole season though.
I mean, they could have done with Aang's struggles of them trying to rebuild the whole world. Like, they could have gone over those struggles a little bit.
But here's the problem with that.
Talked about the struggles of trying to rebuild the Fire Nation.
But taking back the Earth Kingdoms from all the other Fire Nations,
I like Cameron's idea.
Because I know for a fact they were not all going to be immediately loyal to Zuko, who they thought of as like a banished prince, like the entire show. So I feel like they could have gone into that, and that would have been really interesting.
We got to give up our slaves.
Yeah, I like Cameron's idea. That actually would be pretty cool.
So, but they did leave it at a cliffhanger because remember Zuko went to see Ozai and was like, "Where is my mom?"
That was one of my gripes with the show. It's like, how you gonna tease that and then not do anything with it?
Yeah,
you gotta read.
Where is my mother?
That they weren't gonna get a fourth season. They were supposed to, but instead they got.
We don't. Wait, did it? They got what? I don't know what you're talking about, Steven. They got what?
No, okay. They got the non-existent movie.
There you go.
Though, okay, but apparently that wasn't M. Night Shyamalan's fault. M. Night Shyamalan actually wanted to do it justice, but then the big studios were like, no, you gotta make all these changes. M. Night Shyamalan at some point was just like, fuck it, I'm just here to collect a check at this point, because they wanted to basically change the whole thing. The only reason that show was at all accurate is because of M. Night Shyamalan. So,
really?
That's the movie, yeah.
That's interesting, because I thought it was all M. Night Shyamalan's fault.
M. Night Shyamalan tried to save the shit, but...
So why? Because of it.
Because of the internet. I have a feeling I know what she was gonna say.
But why was it so big for them just to change his name though? That's what I'm not getting. Like,
One of the stupid big movie studio decisions, Amber. We don't. They get paid the big bucks to fuck up a franchise.
They did.
Look up Dragon Ball Evolution, another
God.
non-existent movie.
Evolution. That was such a bad movie.
Kid you not, that entire time didn't know that was Bulma.
It's like they went out of the way to make it worse. I don't know.
can we please not talk about that trash movie?
What do you mean? You mean the fact that Goku is a white guy who flipped over a Camaro, who also fought a...
Who opened the lockers? Who airbended the lockers open? Yeah, we don't talk about that movie.
Anyway, any more Avatar stuff?
Yes, I have 2 final questions. Second to last one. Do you guys think that it is the greatest cartoon / TV show of all time?
It's definitely up there. Honestly, my favorite TV shows is a very loaded question. It's definitely my favorite cartoon of all time. Always have been, always will be. So there's my answer.
I agree. I would say that this is probably not the best television show of all time, but I would definitely say cartoon. I mean, think about it. Like, it came on Nick. It's not like other cartoons. Like, I would say it's definitely not like other cartoons for sure. Like the character development, and then now what we know. Like, y'all get what I'm saying?
No, I completely understand. Cameron, what about you?
My favorite cartoon of all time. I think it's like up there as one of my favorite shows for me. Because Game of Thrones was one of my favorites, but they ruined it. So Avatar has really taken the spot for me.
You and Steven kept telling me to watch that shit, and I told you I'm not watching that garbage. And look at what happened.
Who the fuck told you to watch Game of Thrones? I did.
Or maybe it was you who just liked the opening. I think that was you who just liked the opening.
I just like the song, bro.
Yeah. Cameron was definitely telling me to watch the shit like every other week.
Right?
Like, the books are pretty good, but the books are kind of more disturbing because they're younger, so it makes it much creepier and just...
Cameron's talking for 3 hours about Game of Thrones. I just sit there and listen.
I can talk about Game of Thrones for a long time, and I don't want to get into it. It just breaks my heart every time I think about it now. Like, I can't. I just can't.
She's like, the winter's, it's coming, Like, cool, Cameron. Cool. Great.
As I was saying, Avatar is definitely up there as one of the best. It was one of the first shows where I saw like brown people, and it made me really happy. So, like, as a child, seeing a brown person, and then the world building stuff, story building, and I feel like it's also the first like children's show you see that has like a consistent, like a real solid storyline. Because I feel like most children is a different subject every single episode, and there's no huge overarching plot. And that was one of the first shows I watched that was like that. It was like a huge overarching plot that you were following.
I feel like that's what I was trying to say, because I felt that in my soul. Like, it's not. That's what I kind of mean when I say it's not like other cartoon shows that you like would have saw on Nickelodeon, like Rugrats or
the
Rocky
things
Horror.
that it taught us about.
That's true.
You can beat old people up for no reason.
So that's the Boondocks taught me. Anyway.
Did I just catch you having fun?
But
yeah, Steven, what about you?
I definitely think it's easily one of my favorite shows of all time. It's probably my favorite Western cartoon that I can think of. Probably, yeah. And I think for me, it was the first show that I watched that like didn't talk down to me, right? I guess respecting my intelligence. And I think Avatar's at its worst when it talks down to you, right? So, for example, Jet, in my opinion, while I do think it's an important episode, it's a very important episode, I think it fucks up. No, even worse, my least favorite episode actually isn't The Great Divide. My least favorite episode is Bato of the Water Tribe, right? Because it goes out of its way to change characters to drive home a point that could have made so much better.
You talking about when Aang brought up the map?
Yeah.
The letter?
Yeah, I'm like, that's not a thing Aang would do. Katara wouldn't respond that way. Sokka wouldn't respond that way. That's just not consistent at all. Anyway,
funny
But
that you
that's-
mentioned the Great Divide, though. 'Cause
I'll get back to that in a second. But I appreciate when shows can cater to a younger audience, but also not talk down to them. Because I think Phineas and Ferb is another really good example of this. It's like kind of out of left field, but it's one of those things where like, yeah, we'll have this thing here for the kids. Like there'll be something else for them in 5 seconds, right? But let's like have this thing here for people who actually want to dig into that kind of thing. And it kind of introduces a lot of kids that age to the idea that things aren't like nuance, basically, right? Like it was the first show with nuance that didn't, that didn't just flat out say it. And also, Iroh's the GOAT. Like I said before, he's one of my favorite characters of all time. He's my favorite character in fiction of all time. I could talk so much more. I'm gonna talk about it on my podcast at some point. Cheese and X.
Miles, you didn't ask us what are our worst favorite episodes. Our worst episodes we like the least.
I actually forgot to ask you that one because that was actually part of that question. I mean, you still want to answer it? That's up to you.
I do, but do you guys?
Okay,
I already answered it for me.
I think the worst episode was the desert and the Appa's Lost Days. Honestly, I hated Appa's Lost Days. Yeah, I did.
Agreed. I second that.
Whoa.
Miles, keep them niggas out.
Yo, Anna, I'm gonna need that
It was just
Fire Nation
sad.
badge.
No. Hold on.
I'm gonna need that badge.
Don't let this one discrepancy get between us, Miles.
Why
know.
not?
That's a big
What is
one.
y'all? What
This
is y'all?
This wasn't.
It just was there. Like I didn't really care for it.
Let me go through the Avatar episodes, and I'll tell y'all what my real. least
You
favorite
do
episode
realize
is.
that more than Appa happened in Appa's Lost Days too, right?
Yeah, but I didn't really like it. It's that I just didn't care for it. Honestly, like
My least favorite is the Great Divide, to be honest.
See, the Great
that
Divide.
episode was okay.
I didn't like that episode. Every time it came on Nickelodeon, I was like, ugh. Just the two neighboring sides just ended up. I guess that was the whole point of the episode, was just both of them were pissing me off. It ended up pissing Aang off at the same time.
I think that's like the least watched episode of Avatar, or the least liked episode.
Yeah, and it's
What
still
was
like
yours?
an okay show, or still
What was
okay
yours,
episode.
Steven? The Great
My
Divide.
least favorite. No. My least favorite is actually Battle of the Water Tribe.
Oh, you did say that.
By far. The Great Divide's at least bearable to watch.
Hang on, y'all. I'm going through these episodes, and there was a lot of gems that I feel like are underrated too.
Yes.
Like the drill.
That's
That was
my-
a great episode.
That
That
was
was
top
one of my
3 for me.
favorite. Yeah, that was another good one. The drill.
Okay, fuck all that. My favorite episode of the series is the beach. I completely forgot about that.
Oh
one.
my god!
I forgot
about
about the
that one.
beach.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I
We
love
will
that
rule
episode.
together and burn them all down.
Loved seeing
Myth
that
was
Azula
scared.
was an incredibly socially awkward person. Like I found that really satisfying.
Seeing the other side of
Yeah.
Azula was amazing.
The other side of her.
And she's 14. Like, you remember she's 14.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's this totally badass war general of a child, but she does not know how to talk to people at all.
Man, I can't believe I forgot about the beach. I'm beating myself up for that one.
But Azula was just the
That
overall.
was one of my favorites.
evil.
Ugh.
As a matter of
Oh.
fact, this doesn't count as one episode. I put this all together. Any episode where everybody went on a field trip with Zuko, we're good.
Oh yeah.
Episodes
The
were
Boiling
good.
Rocks. The Boiling Rock
yeah.
was top 5 for sure for me.
See, I
Wait,
feel like the
hold
Boiling
on.
Rock is my
When him and
least
Aang go to
favorite.
the Sun Warriors. That was
Yep.
a good episode to see.
I think the Boiling
fire.
Rock is the worst of the Zuko field trip ones, and that's saying something.
Whoa.
That's saying something. It's the
Right.
worst of the
Over
Zuko field trip
Katara?
ones. Bro, that Katara one was great.
On that episode was good. The Katara
Yeah.
and Zuko field trip, that was a
I thought the
good
Boiling
one.
Rock was better, bruh.
Yeah, I really liked
You
that. It
also
was
think season
stressful.
3 is better than season 2, so I don't know if I can trust your
Okay,
opinion.
wait, I do have to say something. The Great Divide was not a bad episode. I enjoyed The Great Divide.
I didn't enjoy it, but
It's not as bad as Appa's Lost
It's
Days.
not
I'll say that.
terrible, but it's one of the worst for the show. It's still better than most other shows' episodes, but this is the weak one for Avatar.
I say that too. It still wasn't bad as Appa's Lost Day, so I just did not get down with that episode.
Jesus
Matter of
Christ.
fact, I think I skipped over it when I rewatched it, so
It's on site, Amber.
that's fine.
The Trace was a really good episode too. When
It
that
was.
little thing kept following them because of Appa's fur.
Bro, that's also the episode where Toph talks to Iroh.
Oh, I forgot
yeah.
that interaction happened.
Ah, so many good moments.
Oh, I know what that episode I didn't care for. The Awakening. Aang was getting on my nerves that entire episode when
The
he finally
Awakening.
woke up after being struck in the when
Dude
he
woke
grew
up
his
after
hair.
a coma. He had a lot to process.
I get it, but
Man's
he almost
head
did
was
the
nappy.
exact same. He almost did the exact same thing that put them at war in the first place. Well, he
I
didn't
know.
put them at war, but because he wasn't there,
The war
that's why
go
the
on
Fire
for
Nation
so
was able to
long.
take. Yeah, exactly.
I think that was the point, though, right? It's like if you notice, the first episodes in all the seasons have a lot of parallels.
What was the
it's
first
kinda
one? Book 2.
So the first one starts out with him like let me see if I remember this correctly. First episode obviously starts out with him in the iceberg, blah blah blah. Like you later realize that it's because he ran away. How did book 2 start? Oh yeah, book 2 start with the Avatar state, right? That's like him learning to like be the Avatar more. And then book 3 is once again him running away from being the Avatar, right?
And then
But,
he
like,
learns that he can't do that again.
Yeah, but think about the book 2 opening, which is probably one of my least favorite episodes, but a very important one, is that it was the wrong way to be the Avatar, and it's kind of like someone forcing him into that role instead of him realizing it on his own, because he has to do it on his own, and no one else can do it for him.
I think one of the
Anyway.
fun episodes I liked was Avatar Day. When Sokka was like Sherlock Holmes. And he was trying to figure out
Also, Kyoshi.
yeah, that was good.
spent all
Wait a
this
minute.
time trying to prove that Kiyoshi didn't do it, and then Kiyoshi comes forward and is like, "I did it," and what are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Bro, we
Play
forgot
it for
the
the
best
jury.
character, the actual best character in the entire show.
Momo?
The cabbage cart guy.
I knew you were gonna say that.
My cabbages.
My God!
Also, runner up is the guy who foams at the mouth every time he sees Aang on the island.
I think another. I like the side character was the boulder. I like that we kept referring
The
to him as
boulder.
the person.
Ooh, crush your tiny body. Dude got one shot.
Boulder's over his inflicted feelings and ready to fight.
Dude got jobbed the fuck out of the show.
He came back during the invasion though.
He
one
got
that's
jobbed
so-
the fuck out of that show, but yeah.
You talking about like the Eclipse episode where they raided?
Yeah, the solar eclipse. Yeah.
Oh. It's almost as if this show was a good show. It's crazy. So many good things about it. But yeah. My answer to that question, by the way, do I think it's the greatest cartoon of all time? Yes. Because as Steven said, the show is a children's show, but it takes itself seriously enough to where you have to think not too hard, but you can like kind of understand the points that the show tries to make. Which, by the way, if you look it up, there's an interesting interview with Mark Hamill where he was talking about the role for Fire Lord Ozai. He was saying he was complimenting the show on how smart it is because he himself even thought, he was like, you want to do this for a children's show? Like, they won't understand what's going on. But it's like the writing was good enough to where it was like, it was serious, but it was enough for the kids to understand what is going on. Like, you never got lost when you watched that show. You understand everything that was going on.
I think like a little confusing point was at least when we were kids, we know what happens now, but what happened to Jet?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
Hey, they still never confirmed what happened to
He's
that man.
dead. They just didn't want to show a kid dying on Nickelodeon.
There
He's
is
dead.
no war in Ba Sing Se apparently.
Oh yeah, and Judy, bro, that was creepy.
Yeah,
And they took her to Lake Lao guy.
Oh. Ty Lee and May are ride or dies, by the way. They stuck by this crazy girl's side like until
Bro.
May had like the best quote though. I love Zuko more than I fear
more than
you.
I fear you. That shit is amazing.
Oh yeah, she
Right.
dropped the mic on that. That was
Yeah,
No, you miscalculated. That's
Did you ever get with May?
Yeah.
He did? No, like in the end.
Yes.
Like in Korra too? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's presumed dead or something because like Zuko only showed up
She's
by
dead.
himself in the show. In Korra.
Man, I think Ty Lee's an underappreciated character.
Oh,
I don't
me.
think so. I think she's very much appreciated. Every time she came on screen, I think she was like the best parts of those moments.
She was, and like no one really
Okay.
talks about her that much. Like, fucking chi blocking, bro. That was her.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what still like sits with me? And I was like, damn, this is so messed up. When Azula went to go see her when she was performing, and she was like, release all the animals, set the net on fire. I was like, this is messed up.
And you know what's funny? I think that perfectly describes a lot of middle school friendships.
Oop.
What
That
you
sounds like
trying to say?
And Greek life. But anyway,
Do you guys remember the Painted Lady episode?
it's
Yeah.
alright.
Yep. That was.
It's
I like that
terrible.
episode.
It's alright.
The
Wait,
village
that's
was
I thought it was
annoying, though.
mid tier for Avatar, to be honest. I thought
You
it was
said what?
mid. I thought it was mid for
Yeah.
Avatar.
It's
It
like lower mid
wasn't
tier.
like a weak episode. It wasn't great either. It was just meh.
That's when she painted herself when she was trying to save the village or whatever, or
Yeah.
like do deeds for them
They
at
were-
night.
Ungrateful.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
But I think immediately after
I-
that, Sokka got his sword. So I mean, it worked out in the end.
In that episode, wasn't that where Aang talked to that guy at the fish stand and he showed him that cool little rock trick? Like with
Rock
the spinning, like he did the spinning rocks in his hand with the air bending.
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it's at that episode.
I don't think I know.
No,
what
the
you're
other
talking
reason I brought that up because there was a scene in Korra that made me kind of chuckle when I was a kid because you see there was like a pictures on the guy's stand. And it seemed like the same dude from that village, and it was a picture of Aang doing the rock trick, but as an adult.
Oh,
And I thought that was a cool little Easter egg, kind of like if you see it, it's yeah. But
What was the
yeah.
rock trick?
He got like pebbles in his hand and he spun them around with his airbending like in a high speed. Looked like a
Oh,
ring.
that was the imprisoned episode, wasn't it?
He also did it other places too. That's what I'm saying. I think he did
Yeah.
it in that episode too.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, when they took like the coal or something. I don't know. I thought it was the
no,
imprisoned
he just did like
episode.
as like a little party trick sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I think something like this, something else to Korra's credit, it kind of talks a lot about how like what happens when you let someone's legacy kind of like overpower like what they actually did. So like for Aang, for
I.e.
example,
Tenzin.
yeah,
You're
Like
the
Tenzin-
Avatar. You can't do that.
yeah, and like Tenzin completely forgot that Korra is basically a child. She's a teenager, just because like she's not her father, like she's not Aang, his father, right? And B, that Aang was like low key kind of a dick, and kind of let the fame go to his head, and like was so concerned with preserving his legacy that he forgot that he had children.
Speaking of which, Aang needs to take his ass to Mori because Boomy does not look like Aang whatsoever.
Yep.
You are not the father. Katara
No
would.
shit.
I don't even.
No
You a
shit.
bloodbend Morgan.
Why do you think I called him Boomy? Because that nigga looks like Boomy. But nah, my final question I wanted to ask you guys. So you know, there's the live action show coming to Netflix. What do you guys want from this live action version of this show?
To give the original show justice.
Character representation. I don't know if y'all seen those TikToks about it was this girl, but she was I can't remember what she was. She might have been like Vietnamese or whatever, and she was so convinced that she
Talking
wanted to play Katara. You said what, Kim?
I think I've seen that
Talking
one.
about
And people started making parodies. They was like, I'm gonna play Katara's loopy loops in her hair or Sokka's sword. Definitely character representation.
You know what I'm looking for? I am looking for something that is not going to be the exact same. Because as much as I love it, I definitely think the show had some weaknesses that could possibly be rectified with more time to look and
That's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
like it's not gonna be the same, and I think that's okay. Like you shouldn't look at it to be the same. You want to watch the old Avatar? Watch the old Avatar.
Cameron, what about you?
Same thing as Anna for me. Like, I need them to cast correctly. Like, that's my biggest fear right now is that they're gonna cast it weirdly. Like, I'm so scared because the last Airbender movie, when I saw the Water Tribe
What are you
was
talking
white,
about? What movie?
Alright.
my heart, I almost cried. I was like 8 years old, and I was
Jeez, the
heartbroken.
Avatar.
That
I
shit
think-
hurt so bad.
The movie name we won't say did not do the show justice. And I say do it justice. I mean, I guess it's just like an umbrella of basically what you guys are saying, like the character development. I don't want them to stem too far off the plot though. Like basically create another show, I guess. But I feel like there are some stuff they can address. I mean, maybe they can even talk about Zuko's mom or something. So,
Well, here's kind of bad news for you, Steven and Amber. I think, from what I heard in the interview like a few days ago, it is going to be somewhat a retelling of the same story.
Oh, it is. That's fine. I just don't want it to be. I don't want them to be so focused on making it the exact same.
But yeah, exactly. To your point of them getting more time with it, I assume they're going to structure it similar to like Stranger Things or Witcher and stuff like that, where they have like hour-long episodes, which, like you say, gives them more time to flesh out characters more than in how long, like 20 minutes they got for the cartoon. They probably have a lot more time to flesh out characters like Jet, make him seem not as bad as the show made him seem and things like that. You probably get more time with Iroh and Zuko, which we probably got enough of in this cartoon, to be honest.
Did you say there's enough Iroh? No such thing.
I said Iroh and Zuko. There's never enough Iroh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope, like you guys say, they cast this right. They don't have people who, for one, don't fit the characters at all, because that was another problem of that movie that never existed. They just didn't act the same way as their counterparts to the cartoon. Sokka kind of. But even then, what was it? I was gonna say something else. I'm trying to remember.
That they low-key made the last Airbender movie racist. Like, they made all of the minorities white people, and then they made the Fire Nation brown people. I'm like, okay, this feels really racist.
The full Fire Nation was all Indian. Just want to point that out there.
Feels very offensive.
Just a tad.
Which, I don't know. That whole movie was a cluster. There's so many things to say about that. I never noticed it until I saw the TikTok of them talking about the scene. It's the Earthbenders where they finally get unimprisoned and they learn, holy shit, why we're on rock. Why don't we bend it to take over our slave masters? And it's the whole group of like 10 dudes doing this whole like march through, and then it cuts to just a pebble being moved. Like, that was another gripe with that movie. They do the most to do the least in that movie. They do a bunch of backflips and shit to do a splash of water. Don't do that. Save that for Power Rangers.
Oh God.
You were about to say something, Amber?
I just didn't understand why they made them sword spin like that, though. Like, the Earthbenders, like, they have Earth under their feet. I don't understand.
That was the whole dumb part about it. It made sense in the cartoon because they were on water.
I don't understand why we're still talking about this because the movie doesn't exist.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say, no, for real, I'm actually surprised you guys remember any part of the movie.
It was burned into my mind because it was so stupid.
I had to remove that
Traumatized
from
me.
my brain.
Yeah.
I'm about to put it on right now.
Oh, no, you're not.
It's funny because one of my friends, he had just recently watched Avatar in the last year when it got put on Netflix. And kid you not, this man verbally told me in an Xbox party, hey, they got a movie. Should I watch it? I said no. Don't watch it. He's like, I'm gonna watch it. It can't be that bad. He came back to me. He's like, yeah, I don't know why I watched that.
Netflix just
Tried to warn
disrespected me. Netflix just disrespected me. It said 91% match for my preferences.
I don't know why they put that.
The worst movie I've probably ever seen before in my life.
Ong, let's give you a Hindi for your whatchamacallit, your tattoos.
But they were just even the actors were just for the movie that didn't exist, man. You know, it was just
Iroh wasn't even fat.
He wasn't?
I mean, that's fine.
oh, he wasn't.
I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Nah, there was just something stupid that I pointed out.
Didn't they put? I mean, if my imagination is correct, I
Yep.
thought Zuko's scar was on the wrong eye.
Not only that, I don't even think it showed up that much in the show.
know.
Let me see here.
If this movie did exist, I'm already looking at the graphics. If this movie did exist, and it looks pretty trash.
If this movie did exist, and I find this very funny, that they were so confident in that movie. They were like, you know what? This is going to do so good. They're going to tease Azula at the end of it. Like, yeah, get ready for Avatar 2. Like, no. Don't you dare think you were good enough for that.
I think they started, because they wrote one script, right? And they put it to the side and they wrote the second script. They like, this might not get as many views as we thought we were gonna get. And if I saw the leak, if I saw a photo leak correctly, Appa looked creepy as AF.
Appa looked like a xenomorph.
That ain't. Hypothetically speaking, I think he was pretty ugly. Like,
Hypothetically speaking, I think we should stop talking about this garbage ass movie.
Hypothetically speaking, I strongly agree.
hypothetically speaking, of course.
Anyway, yeah, that was an interesting fucking movie. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the podcast. I don't know how else to end this, to be honest, because that just
Gonna ask us to plug something.
Shit, yeah, Steven, plug. Where can these people find you? Tell them tell them what you do and where they can find you.
I have a podcast. It's called the Cheese and Eggs Podcast. Got another one coming out. Wait and see. When I say another, I mean another podcast, like separate from Cheese and Eggs. Anyway, but yeah, Cheese and
What
Eggs.
is that one about?
Cheese and Eggs.
No, you said you're coming up with the second podcast?
You'll see. You can find me on Twitter at STGBlack2. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Note for future Miles when editing this: cut out everything. We will not have any shameless plugs on here. Okay. Anna,
You asked me.
Anna, what are you doing, and where can people find you? What do you do?
My Twitter and Instagram is at Anna JANAEEE 3 A's. I mean 3 E's. Excuse me.
Ooh.
And I'm coming out with my blog super soon, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, coolio. Amber, what are you doing, and where can people find you?
You can't find me
Dead
anywhere.
with the rest of your.
You guys have been talking to a ghost this whole time, so yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because your whole tribe is dead. So.
Why are you gonna say that?
I think you really just killed me with that one,
Next to
Miles.
Gyatso right there.
Miles, I know where you live.
Okay, what are you gonna do? Fly over here? Oh, that's right. All the freaking bison are gone too.
I'm pretty sure airbenders can fly. They just didn't create
Not
that.
for
movie.
that
Here was
long.
the only one who did it.
Yeah, so here's the only one. And it was only through some teachings of Guru Lahima.
By the way, that Combustion Man was a menacing villain. Yeah, Cameron, what do you do, and where can people find you?
Really do anything, but you can follow me on my Instagram, which is Lil Wildling, LIL Wildling. Yes, just follow.
I think I would like to plug my Twitter.
I think we shall not
Ambi
have that
Bandy
slander on here.
0999. Because I repost a bunch of funny content.
How you gonna feel, Amber, when you listen back to that and that whole part is gonna be muted?
I hate you.
All right, well, that's it for the Outside the Box podcast. I'm your host, Meals. Don't forget to check out on the YouTube channel. We're gonna start streaming on Twitch. Video games mostly on weekends, and I hope to do more of these kind of big friend group discussions in the future. Hopefully, we can find more good stuff to talk about. I'll have to figure out something. And yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys later.